Sir, Prime Minister Modi coming to Australia. What are the main goal of third Indian-Australia Annual Leaders Summit?
देखिए जो थर्ड एनुअल लीडर्स समिट है फॉर विच प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज कमिंग टू मेलबर्न, there is a very comprehensive agenda. If you remember in 2022 or 2020, we had signed the comprehensive strategic partnership between our two countries. And this is an opportunity for the two prime ministers to take stock of where we are today in terms of our strategic partnership, and also to give us directions on the path we want to take ahead. And you know, India-Australia relations today are one of the fastest growing and most consequential of our partnerships with any other country. So this is a good time for the leaders to take stock of the situation and also give us the way forward.
So what are the main outcomes you expect from this summit?
Well, there'll be several outcomes, and you know, you will see them when they are announced after the leaders meet. So it will be premature for me to disclose all of them. But it will cover the entire gamut of our relationship, from defense and security to trade and investment to people connect, on clean technologies, new and other critical technologies which are coming out, people connect, education. So it's a very comprehensive agenda, and just wait for a few days and then you'll see.
Can we expect any new agreement or announcement that
There will be some outcomes and announcements. Like I said, just wait for a couple of days. Otherwise, you know, you lose interest in the outcome.
Sir, Prime Minister Modi will also meet the Indian community in Melbourne. How many people are expecting to attend this community event, and what is the main significance of this event?
You know, Melbourne, Victoria hosts the largest proportion of Indian diaspora in Australia. And the Prime Minister will be addressing a community event here in the Marvel Arena. It's expected somewhere between 25 to 30,000 people would be participating. There's great enthusiasm and excitement. As you know, wherever Prime Ministers go, our Prime Minister goes, there is a demand, you know, an overwhelming demand for the people to see him, to listen to his words and his, encouragement. And for this event, you know, I know that people are coming from all over Australia, not just from the state of Victoria, but from all over Australia. The demand was huge, but given the limitations of the venue, everyone could not be accommodated. But I'm sure they'll watch on television. Prime Minister Albanese is also going to be there. So both the Prime Ministers will be addressing. And it's a very important event because it shows the importance we attach to the bond, you know, which the 1 million strong Indian diaspora provides between our two countries.
So Prime Minister Modi expected to visit the Melbourne cricket ground. Can you share more details about this visit?
So, you know, sport is another pillar of our bilateral relationship. While cricket dominates that, but there are many other aspects of sports which we want to partner Australia with, in the sense that Australia is a sporting superpower. If you look at the performance of Australian athletes in other sports, in track and field, etc. So how do we work together and develop the sporting ecosystem in both our countries, whether it's sports medicine, sports technologies, sports management, sporting infrastructure. Australia will be hosting the Olympics in Brisbane in 2032, I think. And we have ambitions of hosting our own, bidding for the Olympics in 2036. We are hosting the Commonwealth Game in 2030. So, you know, it's a very comprehensive sporting agenda. And that's what, you know, that event is about, to highlight that we are going beyond cricket and hockey, field hockey, which we normally play, into other aspects. And, you know, it's not just about sporting events for the audience or the people who come and watch them, but it's also about a whole economic aspect of sports, you know. So that's the whole idea of that event.
So how will this summit improve defense and security cooperation?
So that relationship is a very strong one and growing rapidly. If you ask me, it's one of the most rapidly growing aspects of our bilateral relations. And like I have said earlier, that, you know, our geopolitical interests converge. We want a free, open, inclusive, rule-based Indo-Pacific region. Our armed forces carry out several exercises with each other bilaterally. There are delegation-level talks, staff-level talks as they are called, between all the three armed forces. There are many other aspects of our defense and security cooperation, the maritime domain awareness, etc. So, you know, there will be some progress on that, and like I said, you'll hear about it in the coming days.
So how will India and Australia increase trade and investment?
So, you know, we signed the ECTA, the Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, in 2022. Since then, bilateral trade has gone up by 25%. It's crossed almost 50 billion. It's about 54 billion Australian dollars. But it's way below the potential given the size and dynamism of both our economies. We are negotiating a comprehensive economic cooperation agreement, which is a very complicated kind of an agreement which is being negotiated. We haven't finished it yet. But there will be some progress, and hopefully sooner than later we will arrive at a conclusion. But this visit will be more about reviewing where we are in terms of our trade and investment relationship. And the SICA, as it's called, will open up many vistas for both countries in terms of a very deep, partnership in the economic and commercial front. But it wouldn't be signed during the Prime Minister's visit. It'll be kind of a review, stock taking of where we are in those negotiations.
So what new plan do India and Australia have for critical minerals?
So that is another discussion which is going on. As you know, Australia is rich in, critical minerals and rare earths. India has a huge demand for that given our own ambitions of energy transition. We are working, there are discussions having at the B2B level, G2G level. There will be some discussions here also when the Prime Ministers meet. I mean, they will not go into, leaders don't go into the nitty-gritty of things, they just give a general direction. So that's one area of, futuristic area. Already discussions are happening, but it's a futuristic area where you'll see greater cooperation and partnership in terms of, and not just a buyer-seller relationship, but also more value addition, processing, etc.
So what is the next step in maritime security and cyber security?
So that is another area we are working together. Our concerned agencies are talking to each other. There will be some, outcomes you'll see on maritime security cooperation because we share the Indian Ocean, the warm waters or the cold waters of the Indian Ocean unite us. And again, we have the same threat perceptions and conventional and non-conventional, piracy, human trafficking, smuggling, etc. So there will be some discussions which already happen, but it will be kind of a review of that, and there might be a few outcomes on that as well.
So my last question, many students are facing delay in getting Australia student visa. Will this issue be discussed during the summit? Do you expect a solution?
These are ongoing discussions, yes. I mean, visa is a sovereign policy of any government to decide, but I know Indian students are welcome here. The numbers are large. I think we are the second largest in terms of the number of foreign students who study in this country. And these discussions are on a continuing basis, yeah.